It explains what's happening. Hey guys, Pawnce here. This is game 4 of Team Pawnce versus Team Tsunami. We've moved on to Platinum now. So this is what is typically referred to as Sub Wars, although I don't have a subscriber button, neither does he, so this is more of a viewer war thing, I suppose. So we previously did unranked / bronze, silver, gold, and now platinum. We are, it's 2 games for Team Pawnce, 1 game for Team Tsunami. I think every game so far has been a pretty big stomp in either direction, so hopefully we get slightly more balance here. Team Tsunami is actually working with two or three gold, no, 2 gold players, I believe, but they're like high gold, and to be honest, high gold, mid platinum is the exact same thing. It doesn't matter. So yeah. See now. Let's reorganize. Oh my God, you guys ping a lot. That is noisy. You need to stop doing that. Okay, so Cho'Gath goes there, Warwick goes there. Let's put you down there, and Kazakh's the jungle. So you're there, you're there. Perfect. Okay, well, it's all lined up. In terms of item builds, everything is pretty standard. I actually like Team Tsunami, the team comp slightly better, but it's not, a huge issue. It shouldn't be a blowout one way or the other. In terms of lane matchups, what I know of players, I suspect Brennington is probably going to sort of win early game. Although Cho'Gath will sort of outscale him if it's close enough. Their bottom lane comp is really good. Personally, I think this is the best thing you can run with Braum. I'm really fond of that one. This is more so about the poke plus a very timely Alden engage. These guys are just sort of more so mash forward and win kind of thing. So we'll see how he plays it though. If he plays it passively, then Braum is worthless. So let's keep an eye on that over time. Mid lane is going to be this long range poke war. I don't think anything too interesting is going to happen here for a while. Top is just trading. I don't think it's going to be a very exciting lane. That's spikes first. That's interesting. They're getting pushed back. That's interesting. How close are you to level 2? If they can hit level 2 and then all engage suddenly, they can win a good fight early. If they hit level 2, they need to do something right now. Blitz should have been in position to hit level 2 and then hooked him in. Oh, he got the Vayne though, but he missed. Oh, he got the punch. That's going to be the kill. Oh, heal. That's a bit too bad. Yeah, if he'd punched immediately, I think they could have killed. But that's okay. Cho'Gath's just leveling like so. Not a lot interesting happening on the map. You're pushed in. CS, that's going to equalize out if he gets, even some of that CS. Lucian is still in the lane. He's not backed. So he's actually getting quite a CS lead. So it actually looks like a slight CS lead everywhere on our side. There's a gank happening up top, though. You still have your flash. I think you... Oh, did you burn your flash? Yeah, like I said, I predicted. What did I tell you? It's going to be a slight loss top lane early on. But it shouldn't be too bad of an issue. It's easy to hang on with Cho'Gath. This could be interesting, as Zig's going to be able to bomb away. We do have a counter gank happening here. That spear missed. Okay. Good idea on pre-warding that, and so you didn't jump in anything weird. If he had jumped into that and taken burst, and then Warwick probably could have finished him off. So that's good. It's good that people actually have a bit of map awareness in this game here. It's a bit of a refreshing change. What the hell was the last game? The last game we played was Bronze. Yeah, that's what it was. That game was something. We'll see if we upload that one. I don't even want to think about that game anymore. This big wave here, so long as he hits everything, will somewhat equalize the farm. That's actually a good job freezing there. Some people might have just pushed out and messed that up and tried to push to the wave, but he doesn't actually clear fast enough to get to the tower quickly enough. Not a lot happening here. Absolutely nothing happening here. Okay, so by the time Cho'Gath Renekton gets back into lane, the CS is going to have completely equalized, if not a slight favor of Cho'Gath. So that's good. Kha'Zix's hovering. Interesting that the two junglers have the exact same clear speed. Oh my god, wards in the game. That's amazing. Now Cho'Gath could be playing this a bit more aggressively at this point. He's got pretty good sustain. Like, when you're right here under the tower, you know, he'd be getting himself autos. He needs to use some of his mana. Cho'Gath has such good mana sustain with his passive. It's like, if you're sitting at full mana, you are... See, that's a waste of a clear there. I don't know why he pushed that up. This is a bit of a mistake by him. He shouldn't be fighting in the wave, but... I'm not sure why he played it like that. Especially with the Kha'Zix coming up here. And that's warded too, so they know. This is potentially interesting here. I think I like the odds of Tsunami team better in this situation. No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, yeah. Not too bad. You still have your flash is down. He's gonna get out, fine. If he burns his now you can teleport away, actually, if you have to. Okay, you're fine. You don't even need to burn that. Into the rupture, good. You have your hook blitz. Yes, you do. Good job. Nice patient hook. He didn't rush it. He waited until, like, basically there was no way to dodge it. It was like, bam. So that works out. In terms of build, Lucian has not bought a single item. It isn't backed at all. Actually, neither is Vayne. Vayne's just sitting there, actually. Vayne DC. No, she didn't. She's just very far behind. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess that's just that's the result of dying. Missed the cannon minion, sir. I wouldn't. Don't save your feast stacks. There's not a jungler in the area. Just use your feast right now. You want to get those stacks as quickly as possible. It's not. He can't dive you and kill you because you're a Cho'Gath. Not right now. Not with your current health total. Just use your feast stacks. Don't save it. You know, Cho'Gath is fairly unique in the sense that he's not a champion you save your ultimate with. Get those stacks ASAP. Interesting how that worked out. There's a CS coming. It's still pretty even across the board. Nothing too interesting in that regards. Oh, you got caught out. Yeah. Like I said, Cho'Gath will start to like scale fairly well, and it does actually well in the lane, in my experience, versus a Renekton, like I said earlier. So. He got very reckless. He can't get that close to a Cho'Gath who hasn't used his ult yet. Like, he should have used his ult, but it works out because this guy just, like, completely disrespected the fact that he had his ults. Like, you know, this is true damage here. Now, this is a very strange build. Last Whisper when you don't know what the enemy Cho'Gath is building. Like, he built a Glacial Shroud, and it worked out, but that could have turned into anything. Like, that was a very, I don't know. It was a careless buy. I mean, it's coincidence that it's not a terrible choice. Good idea. Okay, that's working. Yeah, bottom lane has really established its presence. The Braum is low and he's scared. When a Braum is like that, he doesn't do anything. So this lane, I don't think we really even need to look at it. It's going to go well for our side, kind of regardless. And it's in a fairly predictable way. Like, Braum is not really going to be too much of a factor, barring a crazy gank with the ults coming. But I think this is just going to push up that way, especially with Warwick on the other side of the map like this. So we don't need to watch this for a while. big fight in the middle of a minion wave. Cho'Gath, I think he has his feast stack or feast again by now, doesn't he? Yeah, Cho'Gath. You need to be very, very careful. Ridley is kind of low, but she can heal soon. Oh, there's the Warwick. Warwick ult is. Oh, don't get near him. He's gonna. Yeah, you made a mistake. He should have stayed in cat form and kept jumping. That was a huge mistake. He panicked and I think he wanted to heal or something, but he should have just kept his cool and kept going. So that is a slightly unfortunate mistake there. Not one I would expect at the CL range, but I don't want to be too mean to the guy. But that was a pretty crippling mistake. That was also bad, so they just kind of blew their lead. Team Tsunami has a lead now. Things and yes, okay, Italy is probably going to catch up here a bit because Ziggs is out of lane. If I was Team Tsunami, right now I'd be worrying about, again, how bottom lane is going. I'd start focusing ganks here right now. Like, this is going to turn into something ugly unless they're careful. I don't think that Italy is actually going to do anything because they're playing so passively already anyway. It's like, Italy is not going to bring too much to the table in anything that's going to happen here. In fact, all that's happening, she's missing farm. Now, it's possible they could get something out of this, but that would require a bit of incompetence on their part, like getting a hook landed on or something. See, now she's realizing, you know, I'm wasting my time. I gotta go back. It's gonna miss all that farm. In fact, you're gonna run into the Ziggs here, who is going to outduel you, and you just messed up a thing. You missed your spear. This is not a good idea. That is a bad idea. There we go. Okay. Baited the Ziggs into. That's good. It was really dangerous how she leapt in like that. She could have baited that out without playing it that dangerously because she was kind of boxed in anyway. Obviously, you can't go this way because you're standing here. You don't have to actually go close to him, and the other team is already cutting him off. Okay, Blitz is trying to fight that. Okay. Careful, you're gonna get stunned. Yeah. Do you have your ult? He was a bit late on the ult, but Kazakh should clear this out. Yeah, there we go. You have your hook. I think that Rupture would have missed anyway. The circle is deceptively small, actually. Good hook. And there goes your resources. Yeah, that was really dangerous, but at least it worked out in the end. Does Ziggs have his ult? That's very dangerous if he does. He does not, but it's up in 16 seconds. If he can even... They have that for free. Okay, that's good. Are we seeing anything interesting build-wise? Not really. Everything's pretty standard. That's a lot of Doran's rings, but I guess she doesn't want to let the Ziggs snowball. Nidalee just kind of be Nidalee anyway, late game. Ziggs can get really scary if he's got a lot of kills, so... I'm not a huge fan of spamming that much Dorans on anyone, any kind of the Dorans, but... That's what you need, I guess. Top lane, that's going well. Have your... okay. How many stacks are you at? You're at 5, okay, that's good. Mid tower went down, that's kind of expected, that's sort of Ziggs does. There we go, there we go. Now you're fully stacked. Now you can start using your ult like crazy. Even with the last whisper, I don't think Renekton can win trades right now. We'll see though, this is strange. Yeah, so he just can't. Like, Vorpal spikes are deceptively strong. He needed one auto attack plus feast. I don't think he would have pressed his ult in time. Any kind of ability to land. No, he missed his rupture. That's unfortunate. I don't know if they have the damage potential to kill him here. Comes the Kazakhs. There we go. There we go. You have a rupture in you? Now feast. Oh, you shouldn't have stopped. He tried to stop. His only chance of getting it, like he was dead anyway, but you should have kept running one way or the other. So, I mean, I'm complaining about something that's not really relevant, but that's only Braum. What is Braum doing? Feast him, feast him. Oh, you're out of mana, okay. Auto attack where he still would have lost even if he'd landed that final stun, but okay, this top line stuff's getting a bit sloppy. The game is snowballing hard though. Like people are doing some silly things. It's like they're behind and they're trying to make plays that aren't very safe while they're behind. I mean, if you're ahead, it's one thing, but you know, if you're losing, you know, it's these small fights across the map that are snowballing into like a much larger lead. That was so close. That hook missed by an inch. Yeah, the best way to avoid hooks is never be in position to be hooked. Now, yeah, if Blitz had played that a bit more aggressive, it would have another kill. Yeah, Vayne left too slowly. You need to concede that tower a bit more. See, now this is really dangerous. Okay. Hook is up, I believe. They're going for the big double kill. Oh, a shutdown. Italy's tanking that tower. She needs to get the hell out. Blitz did a good thing there. I'm pretty sure that was intentional. He moved diagonally to block the bomb, so it would explode on him up here as opposed to exploding down here. That I'm pretty sure that would have killed Italy. So that was a cute little play by him. That's good. It's the little things like that, you know, paying attention to things on the map. Warwick's counter jungle in the meantime. That was a dangerous pull. That could have resulted in something very bad. What? Why did Renekton just run? He should have kept going there. I think he could have done something. He chickened out. Yeah, it's like Tsunami's team is they're taking the wrong fights and then not taking the fights that just have potential of going well. It's like everything is flipped. Rupture. He's not going to get too much damage here, but I don't think anyway. Here comes Renekton. But yeah, this Cho'Gath is on a roll. Cho'Gath just does this. He gets tanky. He's very hard to kill. And his damage output it's not bad. It's not great, but yeah, it's not bad. I guess it's the most I can say about it. His ruptures are pretty suspect. I think his Cho'Gath play would be a lot more solid if those ruptures were landing. Like that's a pretty important part of the champion, just landing the ruptures. Because I mean, other than the ruptures, he's literally just walk forward and right-click on things, and you have Vorpal spikes. Leveled up that far. He ruptured him the wrong way. Yeah, this game is snowballing pretty hard. I don't really see a way for the Team Tsunami to come back from this one. I mean, there could be some really bad fights like this, and that would be a start, but it's going to take more than that. Yeah, AD carry's got to fight with a bit more guts. He's not going to escape. Basically, what needs to happen is he needs to kill everyone. Kazakhstan for the kill. That was fight was extremely telling in terms of the general flow of how this game is going. That was a 3 for 3. Our team should not have won that fight. They fought a Braum and a Ziggs in a tiny little corridor like this where the ults just kind of mashed into everyone, and the team fight still went even. And that's just like gold speaking. That's all that is. And there may have been some minor team, in-game mechanics that worked in our favor, but the fact that Team Tsunami couldn't clean that fight up is telling us that if the game, especially if it keeps going the way it does, they're really not going to do anything here. I don't think you can. You have your ult. In 5 seconds, you need to land a rupture. Okay, he's stunned or silenced. I don't think. Oh, you have ignite. Okay, yeah. You're not getting out of that one. No, slight overconfidence there, but they do have a Nidalee. This spear could. He needs to get to the minion. Oh, no minions! His only chance of surviving that was going over here and then queuing a creep. But if you do that, it pretty much guaranteed death via some other form, via mid-lane. Yeah. The only chance is running towards the creep, and he ran in the wrong direction. So, and even that, I'm not sure if it would have been enough. The ignite might have still killed him. Singed Nidalee's ass with that bomb there, but he's going to get out. So yeah, our team is getting a bit cocky. They're taking bad fights. It's kind of weird actually that they're not, grouping up and doing something a bit more decisive. This actually reminds me, I don't want to be too condescending to people in this game, but this is closer to the Silver game. Like, the mechanics are obviously much more there, but in terms of what people are doing, this is a lot. Like, there was this lull period when our team had a big lead, but they just kind of sat there and didn't do too much and hovered around and split pushed and stuff, and gave the other team a chance to come back in at least. And that was the Silver game. This it resembles that more. It was actually the Gold game where people had a lead, and they had a good team comp for they had a lead with a good mid-game power spike team comp, and they grouped up, and then they started taking objectives, and they started doing really important things. That was really refreshing to watch. This one it's a weird mix, this is not safe at all. He looks like he's going to get out, but that is not safe. Like, if it had been a third, he'd be dead. And he's just really wasting time. Like, that didn't accomplish anything. He's just half-life. See, and there's a kill bottom lane. I kind of really want to type stuff at my team, saying, what are you guys doing? You're blowing your... You're not necessarily blowing your lead, but you're wasting your lead. Especially given sort of the slightly better late game power of the enemy team comp. See, there's another team. 2 kills for Team Tsunami because, yeah, they're hovering. I mean, it's fine if they lose as a result of this. It'll be a good learning experience for everyone involved, I hope. But the team synergy is really not there. Like, this is very, very bad teamwork. And I'm going to be a bit more harsh about this than I am in other games, because everyone in this team, elo-wise, should know better than this. It's not a good idea. Again, just pure overconfidence. Arrogance, if you will. You knew there were 2 people around, you're not very strong. And I mean, even if you're ahead of a Renekton, he's still a Renekton. You always have to respect a Renekton. Especially mid-game. Like, the mid-game is like where Renekton shines especially, so. So remember that massive, massive gold lead that existed before? I'm not going to say it's non-existent, but it's largely gone now. Because people, I think, just thought they were a lot better than they actually are or something. It's like, oh, we got this, you know, I'm going to go and split push and, you know, try and fight 3 people at once. No, no. How are builds doing? Let's take a look at that. I got a pure tank, Kazakhstan. We're down to 3 stacks. You need to use those stacks ASAP. You can't... I'm getting tired of saying this, but... He picked someone off. Again, it's risky that he's doing this, but at least he got someone there. You're gonna die. Don't... What are you doing? You're a squishy Kazakh, so he can lock you down. That's just trouble. Good hook, but Braum there is... Braum is there to stop that. Are we actually going to take the star? Yeah, Lucian will be able to poke this down. He's got one more shot. There we go. So a lot of weird craziness. You need to be careful. It's a big wave there. Unfortunately, our team is going to miss that one. If you do not use your feast there, Cho'Gath missed his feast. But he likes how he zoomed in exactly as he did that, didn't we, Leo? Oh, man. Not so fast. The culling. Ridley's going pretty ham. Is she going to make it out? Good, good. Cho'Gath needs to be going more ham here. He can't be backing off. He needs to be standing in the middle and making sure this fight happens. Lucian can't do that. Good. Ends up working out. Cho'Gath needed to play that a bit more aggressively, but other than that, it's, you know, it's a good eye by the rest of the team to collapse in on that and make a good fight happen. I think, yeah, Team Tsunami got a little bit overconfident on that one, thinking, oh, we're starting to make a comeback, we can do plays. It's like, no, you're still technically behind. It's just Team Pawnce was being retarded for the last 10 minutes. Dangerous games going on there. All right. This is very dangerous. Yeah, good. Someone pinged. Don't do that. Yeah, that would have been a horrible idea. Their Braum DC'd. Hopefully the Braum is back soon. I suspect this is going to be a free dragon anyway, so it's not going to affect things, but you never know, they might have tried something. Oh, Ziggs tried to check anyway. That was a mistake. Like if a team is like hovering to do a dragon, you have to kind of assume they have the wards in the right places. Just getting close to that kind of thing with a blitz around was asking for trouble. That's an interesting fight. It was like an engagement and then a hook. It just split them up. Shogat is all the way back here. There's a fight happening here, and he's farming wraiths. I don't agree with that. Are they going to be able to take this tower? Yeah, they'll be able to take this tower, no problem. That should be an inhib. They have the strength to do it. It's whether or not they have the confidence to. Okay, they're good. Gonna reset. Okay, good. He got that. Yeah, Braum couldn't get his ult off quite fast enough. If that had been a simultaneous engagement by Tsunami's team, and all the abilities had gone off at once, like the stun and then the Renekton jumping in, and things had happened a bit more cohesively, they could have still won that fight, I think. But instead, it just came in a bit staggered. So as you see, Blitz has no HP, and they were able to get a kill off it. This is they need to be very careful with. They can rely on their poke in situations like this. Like Ziggs has a harder time sort of seeing what's going on. He's surrounded, so yeah, it's going to be a kill. He messed up. Oh, not quite. Braum with the save. What are you doing there, Nidalee, though? You do not belong there. Ooh, nice spear though. Timely. Ziggs has home guards though, so he'll be able to clear the wave out. That's what he does. I don't really know if they wanted to pull it now, those tanky people over at that given time, but yeah, they do need to be careful. Just rely on their the good long range Nidalee poke. Kha'Zix is going to clear that out. That's not a terrible idea, I suppose, since the fighting isn't happening, and someone should get all this gold. I mean, that'd be a terrible waste for that not to be cleared out. ACS. We all saw that. Oh yeah, that's a good point by someone in chat. No one has sweepers on the this team. That's kind of weird. They need at least one person with a sweeper. Especially Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix with a sweeper is going to be able to assassinate people around the map a lot more easily. Like, you know, you suspect there's a ward here. Okay, I'm going to sweeper that. Okay, there's no ward here. I'm going to stay here until, you know, someone walks by. I'm going to stealth onto them, kind of thing, you know. But, okay. Kind of like how, was it, Alex Itch plays, his LeBlanc with the sweeper ward, and he sits in bushes to make sure there's no ward, then he leaps out and kills people. But we have another pick here. It's funny, now Team Tsunami is starting to do sort of this decentralized... he dodged it. He got overconfident though, he should have backed out. Dodged the initial thing, that's all he needed to do. Once he dodged that, he could have just run. But yeah, now Team Tsunami was doing a really good job of grouping up and taking advantage of the fact that Team Pawnce is being stupid and not, you know, doing the right thing and grouping with their lead. Now they're trying to, engage in this weird skirmishy thing, which is definitely not going to work, given that they don't have the lead. Of course, Team Pawnce has been grouping up much better now. So. Problem with the disengage, but he gets hooked back in, so... They're going a bit too hard for this. Yeah, he's going to get out anyway. They burned a lot of resources on the disengage. They can't actually... I think they could have ended the game there if they ignored the Braum. I'm not so sure now. Renekton... The game is going to go on a bit longer because people really wanted kills, and the inhibitor actually respawned. An exit kill. Yeah, that Braum is real tanky. Not sure what Nidalee's trying to do there. Her auto attacks are not really going to do anything. Spears, on the other hand. They're calling for a Baron. I don't know about this one. If Team Pawnce doesn't react, yeah, but... Yeah, no, not with Cho'Gath back up. They can't do it fast enough. They're coming back with home guards. If they were going to try, they had to do it really decisive, like instantly. It's a good thought. I do appreciate the idea, but no, Nidalee's caught. Okay, now that thing is happening again. People are way too confident in their ability to dance around and, you know, whatever, and be fancy. Don't be fancy. Just, you know, play the game normally, group up, take it easy, just, you know, kill the other team as a 5. Don't... Not everyone has to be an all-star here. I don't know why Ziggs is down here. There was a potentially dangerous fight happening up here, especially with the Nidalee down. If they had known the Kha'Zix was there and capitalized on it fast enough, they probably could have forced something here. Especially with the Warwick tanking the Baron. How tanky is Warwick? I should take a look. Actually, no, Warwick isn't tanky at all. If he had some tanky stats, he might have been able to tank out Baron and just sustain forever, but he'd actually take some damage with this build. Although with the Vayne, they'd shred it pretty hard, even though she's somewhat behind. Now, let's see if Team Pawnce has finally learned its lesson yet, because it keeps oscillating between having learned its lesson and having not learned its lesson. So, they should be able to tell that they're doing Baron right now, because everyone went that, or Dragon right now. If they had been... Okay, what Blitz is doing is bad right now, but, they're making a pretty decisive play here. We'll see if it works out for them. This is really weird. This is very scary and dangerous. With that spear landed, okay, they're pretty safe. They got the inhib. Okay, Dragon for inhib. Good decisive call. It's a bit unfortunate that Lucian had backed sometime around then. There's been a lot of disorganized backing. It's like people backing, you know, in a stagger manner. If people can back more... Basically, because every time you back... actually, let's watch the fight first. I'll talk about this in a minute. Kaz is going to go to reset health for this. Should be fine. He didn't get the final reset. Yeah, I don't really know how Team Pawnce managed to botch that fight, because I was watching the Kha'Zix. I'm figuring, like, you guys are fine down here. Kha'Zix has the backline cut off. I'm sort of focusing on him. So that was really weird. In fact, let's go back. They're gonna get a free Baron off this, so let's just go back. I want to see that fight again. So that engagement happened that way. Okay, I see what happened. Lucian got caught, and Lucian is a huge chunk of their money. Nidalee didn't do anything, and Kha'Zix was like just short on. Okay, that's why that fight went like that. It was largely about the 80 carry getting caught. So we're gonna fast forward, and they're gonna have Baron by now. But everyone is respawned. Yeah. Okay. So this game is going to drag on for a little bit longer. I am so hungry. I really need dinner. But yeah, you see why I'm saying? Like, remember at the beginning of the game I said platinum, gold, it's basically the exact same thing. Like, this is... The mistakes we're seeing are going to exist everywhere. They're just... They seem a lot more pronounced when they don't match the mechanics. It's like the thinking hasn't caught up with the mechanics. Kind of thing. you can kind of detect, you know, hints of arrogance in the gameplay. It's people are being too fancy for their own good. Blocks that spear. Man, that man is tanky. What the hell does he have? Actually, he doesn't have that much in terms of items. He's just super tanky. Not so fast. They need to be careful. Nidalee isn't there. Basically, by hovering anywhere near here, they're just inviting disaster. They're asking for trouble. That is, yeah, it's not worth it. Okay, that kind of indecision, that was a terrible, terrible thing there. It just, I've mentioned this before, it's not so much how it played out, but the fact that there was indecision. And it's like, you need to decide what you're doing right away. Either you're going to take this Wraith or white or not. It was a bad idea to try and do it anyway when people were hovering, you know, one way or the other. Like, maybe this is warded or something, you know. You could have just been, Braum could have jumped onto you or something. But what made it worse is like, no, actually I want the Wraith, I'm going to go back. You know, you gotta just do one or the other. If you're going to make a mistake, make it competently. Okay, so they're going to try and push into this inhibitor. They have Baron, and their raw team fight, like just mash into each other team comp, is actually better. So this is dangerous. This is very dangerous. How much longer is Baron? Probably about like another 15 seconds. 10 to 20 seconds, yeah. This is really dangerous. Ah, they picked off the AD carry. This could go well, but still, I need to be very careful. They have Lucian up. This should be fine. Also, Ziggs was out of mana, which is interesting. Ignore the Ziggs. Don't worry about the Ziggs. He's not an issue right now. Yeah, good. Someone on that team saw the people were going a bit kill crazy and said, "Nope, take the objective. Take the objective." So that was the right thing to do. That's a good call there. Ziggs is back with full mana. He can kill like everyone if you're not careful. So, how long are the death timers? Can they end this game? They can take a tower, definitely. Don't fuck around with Ziggs. That's what I just said. Just leave. Alright, there we go. So it's another tower down. This game is slowly winding towards its conclusion. Team Tsunami is not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. Like I said, their raw brawl potential is better than our team. That fight went the way it did only because Vayne got caught before the fight even started. Like, Vayne was dead, it was a 4v5, and Ziggs was pretty much out of mana, and the fight was still that close. You know. Fortunately, yeah, Lucian was positioned fairly well and was able to do a lot of work. Yeah. We'll see. How is the gold actually stacked up anyway? Let's take a look at this. Cho'Gath is winning slightly. Kha'Zix is winning by a large margin, but it feels almost like Warwick still has more presence than him. Just because how the game is working out. Yeah, Ziggs has a lot of money. Look at his farm. That's a given. AD carry, yeah, that's a lot more farm. Both supports feel fairly important in this game. Renekton doesn't do a lot, but it feels like he sets things up just by being tanky and being up there. It's kind of like this threatening presence. But he himself actually doesn't. He hasn't actually been doing very much. He just kind of exists more than anything. I think Cho'Gath, like I said, that is some noisy pinging. Yeah, the Cho'Gath feels like a more high impact champion this game. I don't think you actually want to land that. Nidalee is split pushing. We will see if they heed. No one's going to get caught. Okay, no one is fighting. That's good. Oh, Vayne's laying in wait. Oh, she got speared to the face anyway. Good catch. Full life now though because of her lifesteal. She's doing a good job of sieging up. And I suspect that Banshee's Veil is purely for the Braum. It's still probably going to be a kill because, I mean, yeah. But there's a good hook there. Last two fights so far have been started by good blitz hooks. Another one, it's a Renekton. I don't know if they can do anything off that, but... Yeah, don't chase it too hard. You guys already made that mistake once. Okay, how long do they have? Okay, only one person down. It's a Braum. The team still has their teeth. Get to wow, Revolution. If Warwick had ulted Lucian there, that would have been real trouble. Yeah, he got very, very lucky. I'm not sure how he got that out of position, but because he's been pretty good with his position most of the game. So yeah, overall, this game is going the way it is because of Blitz. I keep hammering away at this because it's such an important issue, but we're at this point of the game where Team Tsunami just has better mash in teamfight, and it's not allowed to happen because Blitz is landing these hooks. I'm not even sure, even with their lead, if they would be winning if these fights weren't happening without Blitz doing what he's doing. So good job, Blitz. He's basically carrying the game in sort of a very subtle way. Well, it's not subtle, but in a way you kind of have to, think beyond just basic, people are fighting and who's getting the kills kind of thing. The fact that Lucian's got good positioning most of the time and is getting a lot of damage is helping. So there's not a lot going to happen here. Kha'Zix is sweeping that out, so they know there's no wards there. Vayne is backing. I don't know if they want to force Baron exactly. So long as they can tank it and not take too much damage, it's not a horrible issue, but horrible idea. There's a ward there. They spot that one out. Oh no, they didn't. They missed. He sweepered too far back. Get him back. You're taking way too much damage. He got the disengage Nidalee spear. Not good. Still have the Kha'Zix, but... Ha! Not a good idea. You're just gonna die now. I don't know. That was a bad idea. Going on here? My god, this is a weird game. You mistimed that. Oh, that's not good. Nidalee. To be honest, that the fact that that happened that way doesn't surprise me. Italy's mechanics have been a bit weak this game. Yeah. Like, I don't know if he doesn't play the champion very much or what, but the way he's using his skills is very disjointed and it's not mechanically pleasing to watch. Pleasing to watch from a mechanical perspective. Rephrase that. Also, that was a terrible idea. Teleporting in like that, and there was no way to stop a bunch of the recalls. He could have just looked at the score screen and said, okay, this many people are alive, and they're going to respawn onto me. I'm a Cho'Gath, and I auto-attack for no damage against structures anyway. Vorpal spikes do not deal damage to structures, so... If he was a Master Yi, that might have worked, but obviously he's not. Not Master Yi, so... So, this game is going to painfully drag out for probably another... well, the next team fight will do it, so I suspect in the next 5 minutes, so we'll see something pretty big. This is a bad, bad idea. Baiting the Baron in general I don't like. Not in these confined spaces when their tank line gets set up really easily. And Italy is split push and trying to do something cute. If they can survive this, it won't be horrible, but this is make or break right here. Oh, Italy gets it. Okay, backdoor. That is so lucky. Italy, don't fuck around, just do it. Okay, that is so lucky. That was a really risky bad idea. But at least it ended the game. Oh my god. Guys, seriously, no, that was not a platinum game. Alright, come on. Decision-making wise, no. People need to... There's a lot that people need to work on. Like, I don't want to sound mean about it, but honestly, like, I'm being harsh because everyone here is in theory platinum. The decision making, and even like it got late in the game, so maybe people were getting tired. The mechanics started to decay by the end of the game, and just the inability to group properly and taking bizarre fights when you're not playing to the strengths of the team. Like the strengths of this team was like when they were landing blitz hooks and just getting really good fights. It wasn't, you know, those Baron baits where they're already tanking Baron, and then it's like two walls just kind of mashing into each other. The enemy team wall is bigger than your wall and will knock you down. Just don't do that. Especially when the Nidalee was split like that. If you're going to completely disengage and you're trying to bait out a fight, that's not a terrible idea, but it's a risky idea still, like unnecessarily risky, because you could lose the entire game just off that. But the thing is, they didn't completely disengage. They like half engaged and sort of half ran away, and then fortunately Nidalee was able to split push fast enough to actually end the game. If that didn't go kind of as flukily as it did, our team would have lost. It would have just come down to that one fight after, you know, a game of largely winning most of it, even though there was chunks of almost throw in there. But yeah, like I said, gold, platinum, it doesn't really make a huge difference at the beginning. Tsunami's team did have a number of gold players in there, but as you can see, it wasn't a huge issue. Like, the decision-making was arguably worse on my team. So, yeah, that was interesting. Good job for bringing victory to Team Pawnce in the end. You know, regardless of how harsh I am about the win itself. But good job, everyone. And, yeah, that's a wrap. Oh wait, what's the score now? We're 3-1. Yeah, I won. Team Pawnce won silver, gold, lost unranked, and then won the handicap platinum game at the end. But yeah, this is actually it. That's the score. I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.